by the Gujarat government, the state announced the formation of a panel to implement the Uniform Civil Code. The UCC panel would be headed by a retired High Court judge, just like it was done in Uttarakhand. The panel was formed after a decision was taken in what could possibly be the last cabinet meeting under the present BJP government before the model code of conduct comes into force in a state that is headed to the polls. Remember, this also comes just months after the state of Uttarakhand and Himachal Pradesh announced their intent to implement the Uniform Civil Code. While the BJP has linked this move to gender justice and equality, the opposition says that this is divisive, aimed at vote bank.
यूनिफॉर्म सिविल कोड इसको लगाने से नागरिकों के मन में अधिकारों और सिविल डिस्प्यूट्स के लिए जो मसले चल रहे हैं उन सभी में माताओं, बहनों, बच्चों और सभी लोगों को एक समान अधिकार देने का इसमें प्रावधान होने की वजह से एक बड़ी राहत की घोषणा है। मैं मानता हूं कि गुजरात सरकार की इस घोषणा से जैसे पूर्व में भी एक हमारे राज्य ने इसमें आगे कदम उठा ही लिया है और हमने इसमें कड़ी में गुजरात भी जुड़ रहा है, तो एक प्रकार से देश में इस कड़ी को आगे बढ़ाने का श्रेय गुजरात सरकार को मिलेगा, अवश्य मिलेगा।
चुनाव सामने है ना, जो आंकड़े हैं इनके, जो इनका इनपुट है, सरकार नहीं बन रही है भाजपा की, वहां कांग्रेस की सरकार पूर्ण बहुमत से आने जा रही है। तो ऐसे में कुछ न कुछ सिगुफे छेड़ने, ये भी छेड़ दे रहे हैं। अरे अभी तक क्यों बैठे थे भाई? 5 साल, 4.5 साल कुछ नहीं किया। अब जब 10 दिन 15 दिन रह गया चुनाव की अधिसूचना को, तो आप ये सिगुफा छोड़ रहे।
वास्तव में हिंदू बेटियों को कॉमन सिविल कोड की जरूरत नहीं है। उनको पहले ही लगभग हर चीज में बराबरी का दर्जा मिल चुका है। लेकिन हमारी मुस्लिम बेटियों को, हमारी पारसी बेटियों को अभी भी बेटों के बराबर नहीं माना जाता। कई मामले में भेदभाव है। तो कॉमन सिविल कोड की जरूरत हिंदुओं को नहीं है, कॉमन सिविल कोड की जरूरत हमारी मुस्लिम बेटियों को है। और वास्तव में देखें तो ये बहुत समान नागरिक संहिता को लागू करना सरकार की ड्यूटी है।
देखिए, देश में जब भी चुनाव आता है, हर जगह हर चुनावी सरगर्मियों को लेकर सिर्फ एक उनका मैनिफेस्टो एजेंडा आ जाता है कि साहब कॉमन सिविल कोड लाया जाए। आप ये देखिए, अभी उत्तराखंड में जब इलेक्शन आया तो वहाँ के कैबिनेट ने कहा कि साहब हम कॉमन सिविल कोड लाएंगे। अभी गुजरात में आ रहा है। तो इसका मतलब ये है कि क्या ये सिर्फ एक चुनावी कोड हो गया है?
This is a Chunavi code. That's the charge. Let's open this up. RP Singh, spokesperson of the BJP, Professor Sanjeet Raji, political analyst, Atikur Rahman, Islamic scholar, Professor D.K. Giri also with us, and Kalimul Hafiz is AIMIM Delhi president. Good evening, gentlemen. Atikur Rahman Saab, let's put politics aside. What do you make of Uniform Civil Code and what it stands for?
Well, Pranesh, I was about to tell you that keeping aside politics, we need to discuss common civil code. Why we need to discuss common civil code? Because over the years, our Supreme Court, our judiciary, in the courts, the justices have, brought to the notice of the government and the society that across the faiths, women's rights are being usurped. They have pinpointed two main areas, matrimonial and inheritance. The government has ample scope to discuss this on the floor of the legislature, that why are the religious people or people claiming to be religious taking all the cue from their scriptures and usurping the human rights, the women's rights.
Right, so you
now
back
herein
this
we
move,
come
right?
to the core issue. Gender justice and gender equality need to be maintained. For
Great.
this we need a common civil code, at least a mini common civil code, wherein we can discuss that matrimonial and inheritance won't be usurped by the claimants of the Hindus or the Muslims.
Okay, you've drawn the baseline, sir. Let's take off from there. Okay.
Scriptures. No.
Thank you, Rahman Saab. Thank you. Abhi main aunga aapke paas. Let me get an opening comment from others also. Kalimul Hafiz Saab, what is the objection with UCC? What is the problem with gender justice equality?
हमें कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है। हम तो प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी के बनाए हुए अपने लॉ कमीशन, जिसको हेड किया जस्टिस बीएस चौहान ने, जो सुप्रीम कोर्ट के जस्टिस थे, उन्होंने बाकायदा सरकार को रिकमेंडेशन दी, काफी डिटेल्ड डिस्कशन और सलाह लेने के बाद कि यूसीसी इस वक्त देश को, उनके जो वर्ड हैं वो ये है, नीदर नेसेसरी नॉर डिजायरेबल। तो भारत सरकार को ये उसी के अपने कमीशन की रिकमेंडेशन मिल चुकी है। अब ये चूंकि भारतीय जनता पार्टी का एक दोगला चरित्र है, इन्होंने उत्तराखंड में भी इलेक्शन से ठीक पहले एक गुगली फेंकी और जनता को बेवकूफ बनाया और जनता में भ्रम फैला दिया। अब इसी तरीके से इनके छोटे भाई हैं अरविंद केजरीवाल साहब, उन्होंने एक गुगली फेंकी कि नोट पे गणेश जी की और लक्ष्मी जी की पूजा होनी चाहिए, तो छोटे ने बड़े को फिक्स कर दिया। अब बड़ा बेचैन हो गया तो बड़े ने अब नई गुगली लेकर आए कि उन्होंने फिर पिटारे से निकाल लिया यूसीसी। यूसीसी कोई एक सीरियस सब्जेक्ट है, वो इस तरह से इलेक्शन में इस्तेमाल होने के लिए नहीं है। लेकिन देश की जनता को यह समझना चाहिए कि भारतीय जनता पार्टी समाज में विभाजन, समाज में भ्रम और इलेक्शन में अपने वोट हासिल करने
यू आर डूइंग दिस टू डिवाइड द पीपल सो दैट
करती है। दूसरी बात,
और नहीं, एक रेस्पॉन्स ले लेते हैं कलीमुल साहब, एक रेस्पॉन्स ले लेते हैं आरपी सिंह साहब।
ठीक है।
देखिए, मुझे लगता है कि कलीमुल हाफिज साहब राजनीति में नए नए आए हैं, कुछ 5-10 साल से 15 साल से हैं। इनको भाजपा की राजनीति, ही डजंट नो व्हाट द बीजेपी स्टैंड फॉर एंड व्हाट डू द मैनिफेस्टोस ऑफ बीजेपी हैव बीन सेइंग सिंस 1980. I mean, this has been part of our manifesto since the first election we contested as BJP and even as a Johnson earlier. So it has been there in our manifesto. It's not that it's something which has happened some googly or some other googly. People who have just got this issue of Ganesh and Lakshmi ji's picture on currency note, they are doing it for political reason. For us, it's issue of our ideology, and then we stand by that. And then as far Uttarakhand goes, the committee is already formed. The report of the committee will be there soon, and after that it will be implemented also. There was a gentleman who was talking about that, yes, the last law commission had some reservation. That's why it has been further given to the next law commission, 22nd law commission, and hopefully it will be taken in positive note there also. And then Government of India has already said so in the court also, saying that it is the domain of the parliament, not the judiciary, to make act. So the parliament will do the needful, but till that time states can also make such acts. Goa already has one, Uttarakhand is already working on it, and then now Gujarat government has a committee to do so. There's nothing wrong.
There's nothing wrong, nothing to do with elections. This is about equality, gender justice, maintains the BJP. Professor D.K. Giri, is this a googly? Would you agree with what Kalimul Hafiz said?
Well, I'll not comment on the politics of it, but let's look at the facts actually. India is the most diverse country in the world. Any law that homogenizes people, we have to be careful. Having said that, in principle, a uniform civil code is necessary. The example given by Mr. R.P. Singh on Goa is factually incorrect. It was not made by Goans. Goa got it before it got independence from Portuguese. Portuguese passed it in 1867, right, and they followed it, and Goa got independence in 1961. So that is factually incorrect. Goa did not implement, Goa Assembly did not implement it. My objection, you are talking of uniform civil code. If you allow the state, that is BJP's problem. BJP does a good thing in a very wrong way. You see, if you allow the state government, wait a minute, if the states are allowed to do their own laws, then it is not going to be uniform. These will be multiple state laws. So the purpose is defeated. And if you take it to Nagaland, they have their own cultural system, they will have their own law. So it was done by Constituent Assembly, and the Parliament should change it through proper dialogue and communication with the communities. And what will change? What is the
so you say
rule,
that let's have it at the central
what will be the new rules
level? Okay.
Create awareness.
Professor Raji, why, you've heard all sides, sir. Why don't you sum this up for our viewers?
Look,
The Uniform Civil Code was debated at length in the Constituent Assembly, and the diversity of this country was taken into account. The Muslim members had the objection that there should be no Uniform Civil Code, until and unless an amendment was piloted before the Constituent Assembly. One member, a Muslim member from Madras, who said that until and unless there is a consensus or the consent from the concerned community, it should not be implemented. Then there was a response of this from K. Munshi and also by Dr. Ambedkar, that if it is left to the society, it will never happen, and probably the founding father of the Constitution have proved true. In last seven decades, the Muslim community, the state hasn't convinced that there is a need for such law, despite the fact that several times, at least 9 times, High Courts and Supreme Court of India has made observation that there should be UCC for the sake of national interest in integration. There should be one law for all the citizens, particularly in matter of the civil law. But the objection, if the Christians do not have the objection, the Buddhists do not have the objection, Jains do not have the objections, why a particular community is holding hostage to the whole idea of UCC? And I'm pretty sure that all Muslims, you saw how it is only being talked about in a negativity by a section of the Muslim community. Everyone is not talking the same language as we see. Also, and the panel, my friend from Mumbai, is in favor of the UCC. The point is that when you say that India is diverse and you are not looking into the diversity, considering the diversity of this country, are you not casting as person to the founding father of the Constitution, who had thought of it more importantly?
Now we've run out of time, Professor Raji, but let's see in the days to come whether this proves to be a game changer or not. I'm sorry, completely out of time, Professor Saab. Thank you to all of you for joining us on time. Some more breaking inputs coming in.